Okay, hello traders, my name is Olympiutuns and today I will be your host here. Today we'll talk about the US inflation because later today, maybe in, I don't know, 18 minutes, the US is to release its consumer price index and the core CPI. These economic indicators are seen as high impact, so most likely we'll have sharp movements on the US dollar, on commodities, on gold, silver. So yeah, on the US equities. So we'll take a look on all markets right before, and we'll try to understand where we are right now. And what could happen maybe right after the US inflation. First of all, as always, please guys, read the risk disclaimer. It's important for you to understand the risks, and don't forget that you can email support if you have maybe questions about subscription, brokerage companies, services. So please don't hesitate to email support. They will come back to you with an answer. And if you want to become a VIP member, to have access to our VIP content, analysis, trades, trade management, educational materials, webinars, tutorials, you can access the link posted right below this video, and you can use this code 21 off to get a 21% discount. So you can use this code at the checkout after you will click on the link posted right below this video. So let's take a look here. Personally, I'm using here the Forex Factory economic calendar for today's live webinar. Hello Kim, how are you? Simplified Career, Harish, USD up today. Yeah, we'll take a look on the dollar index. We'll take a look on majors. So today, later today, maybe in 15 minutes, the US is to release its consumer price index. And yeah, what is the CPI, changing the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. So the CPI, the consumer price index, is expected to register maybe a 0.6% growth in October, in the previous month, versus only 0.4% growth in September. Core CPI 0.4% growth expected in the previous month versus 0.2% growth in September. Don't forget also unemployment claims. This indicator is expected to drop, to continue to drop. And this could be good for the US dollar. So all these are seen as high impact events, indicators. The markets will react around this data dump, and you should be careful because anything could happen. Maybe the US dollar could move sharply in both directions. In the short term, also gold could register sharp movements. So let's take a look, and let's start with the dollar index. Adam Quinn, please can you provide your opinion on US dollar versus the Mexican peso? Yeah, I will take a look. Samuel Camus, US dollar Swiss franc outlook, on your opinion overall, how it strengthened on the dollar. That's not my trade, and maybe I will, but maybe I will still look on the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Yeah, Mohammed, we'll take a look on gold as well. So very quick here, the dollar index has found a temporary support, but as I've told you earlier today, this could still be only a temporary rebound after its failure here. Personally, I would have liked it to see something like this, for the price to reach this maybe confluence area here, or to reach all these support levels, downside obstacles, before turning to the upside, right? And dropping here, testing, retesting a bullish pattern here would have signaled that the dollar index could start to grow again. And personally, I would have looked here for maybe I would have searched for new USD long positions. Right now we had this rebound, we had this strong rally, but right now it has found resistance around 94.30, right above the weekly pivot point. So we'll have to wait here, guys, because as I told you, anything could happen. Right now we have something like I don't know, something like a sideways movement, non-directional here, and personally I don't want to go long on the US dollar right now. I don't want to go short, only because I don't have a clear direction here on the dollar index. Yeah, what do you think of euro versus US dollar at the moment? Yeah, I will take a look on that market. So personally, I will look for maybe for longs in the US dollar if the dollar index maybe will maybe if it will maybe move sideways, and if it will make an upside breakout, valid breakout above the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork. Here it has failed to approach to reach the medium line of the descending pitchfork, so moving sideways, staying above this former low, moving sideways, making something like this could signal potential strong growth. Also it could make something like this, and but don't forget that 94.50 is seen as a strong resistance level area here, and yeah, it could reject maybe the price again if the dollar index will continue to grow in the short term. So personally, I need confirmation here, because here only retest, false breakouts could send the rate down. So right now we don't have a clear direction in the dollar index. That's why it's hard to catch a long or a short movement in the US dollar. So let's take a look, euro US dollar. So here as well, it's trapped between 1.1612, 1.1529. So personally, I believe here that maybe a new lower low. So here we have the upper medium line of a major descending pitchfork, dropping below it, making a new lower low here. Yeah, also below the weekly S1 could signal a larger downside movement, a deeper drop, and this scenario will take shape if the dollar index will continue to grow. But let's take a look here. Unfortunately, it has failed to approach to reach the medium line of this major descending pitchfork. It has jumped above the upper medium line. It has found the resistance again at the sliding line here. So personally, I'll wait for something here, for a new lower low, maybe for a valid breakdown below 1.1529, for a new lower low, for the price to stabilize right above the upper medium line before maybe going short. And here, if the price will maybe move sideways, or if it will make something like this, a valid breakout above 1.1612, above the outside sliding line, if it will maybe come back above the lower medium line here, and also if it will make also a valid breakout above the R1, then it could start increasing again. And this scenario will take shape if the dollar index will drop again. So we'll have to wait. We have something like a sideways movement here as well, here between 1.1529, 1.1612. Okay, so let's take a look also on gold. Yeah, I will also take a look on your messages, guys, but first of all, I want to take a look on majors, on commodities, right before the US inflation data. So it has decreased a little here after this amazing rally. It's located right below this strong resistance static upside obstacle 1834.19, 1834.19. So a minor maybe drop here was natural, expected after this amazing rally. Personally, I would have liked to see something like this, maybe test retest before jumping higher, something like a flag here, or a temporary minor falling wedge would have helped us maybe to catch a new leg higher. So something like a continuation pattern would help us to catch a new maybe buying opportunity here in gold. So right now you should be careful, guys, because it's located right below this resistance level, resistance upside obstacle 1834.19. So anything could happen. It has failed to reach it. So in the short term, the bias is still bullish, guys, and the price of gold could resume its growth if maybe the dollar index, if the dollar index will drop right after the US inflation data. So you have to be careful. Yeah, personally I will look for longs maybe if the price of gold will drop maybe a little, if it will maybe develop or print something like a bullish pattern, something like a continuation pattern. Personally, I would have liked here to see something like a consolidation, confirmation, consolidation, or here right above 1813.84. Here the price of gold, it has retested this broken upside obstacle, this former high. So right now it's risky to buy it here because we have this resistance. It's risky to sell it because I've told you it's still bullish. It could resume its growth if the dollar index will drop. So I don't have right now a very good maybe setup here or trade. So that's why I've told you that personally I want to and I like to trade high probability trades, setups. That's why maybe I'm waiting for something like this before jumping higher. Or actually also if the price will make something like this, yeah, we can catch something here, maybe something like a range accumulation consolidation above 1834.19. So personally I'm still looking for longs here in the US dollar. And don't forget that the price of gold, sorry, on gold, not on the US dollar. Don't forget that maybe gold is used as an edge for inflation, but yeah, maybe if the US inflation comes in maybe higher than expected, higher inflation reported by the United States could force the price of gold to drop in the short term, only because maybe the US dollar will appreciate versus its rivals if the inflation will be reported maybe higher than expected or in line with expectations, only because higher inflation could force the Federal Reserve to take action to hike rates, maybe in its coming monetary policy meetings. So yeah, and also maybe we have something here like a dynamic resistance, potential dynamic resistance, so you should be careful. Yeah, DXY again. And also technically here, after the dollar index, after its failure here to stabilize above the medium line of the ascending pitchfork, 94.50 I told you is seen and represents as a strong upside obstacle, a drop, retest of the medium line, drop towards the lower medium line, and right now the price of or the dollar index failed to retest the medium line. So yeah, the pressure is still high, guys, here on the dollar index, because it could come back maybe down if it fails to take out 94.50, and escaping from this ascending pitchfork's body could signal potential drop here, and something like a new downside movement here registered by the dollar index could force the dollar to depreciate versus its rivals. So maybe worse than expected, actually. Maybe if the CPI, the core CPI, will fail to reach these levels, or to grow by 0.6%, by 0.4%, maybe worse than expected. Maybe here data could force the dollar index to come back down in the short term. So we have only 3 minutes before the US data dump, the inflation data. So you should be careful if you are not an experienced trader, because the volatility could be high. The US dollar could move aggressively in both directions, also gold. Let's take a look also on silver. Silver, the price of silver drops in the short term, but here as well, personally, I'm still looking for long opportunities after something like this, guys. Breakout above this downtrend line, yeah. Swing higher, a retreat correction. It has escaped from this flag, from this down channel, and right now this could be only a temporary decline before maybe jumping higher. That's why personally I'm still looking for longs in silver as well. Sorry guys, let's take a look also on Bitcoin before the US inflation, before the US data dump. 66,406.15, a temporary drop after reaching a new all-time high. 68,000, sorry, 564.40. So this temporary decline could bring us new long opportunities in Bitcoin, yeah, because this could be something like a pattern here, yeah. Maybe we could have something like a triangle here, and something like this could signal potential growth in Bitcoin. So let's go back to the dollar index. We'll take a look on maybe 15 minutes. One moment. So in less than 1 minute, the US is to release its inflation data, guys. So the consumer price index, the core CPI, these economic indicators are seen as high impact events. Ten seconds. Let's refresh the economic calendar, because the volatility should be high. Let's take a look. Let's refresh it. Dollar index is rally right now, right after the US inflation. Whoa. The consumer price index 0.9% growth versus 0.6% growth expected. Core CPI 0.6% growth in October versus only 0.5% growth expected, and also versus 0.2% growth reported in September. Also here the CPI consumer price index 0.9% growth, huge inflation reported by the United States. And yeah, that's why right now the DXY rallies. Okay, sorry guys. So higher inflation, and right now so I will close that that window. So let's take a look here. Euro versus the US dollar right now. I believe we have a sell-off, yeah, but you should be careful. Anything could happen here around 1.1529, yeah. So let's take a look also on gold. I believe we have temporary sell-off, but I've told you guys that personally maybe after this drop, maybe I'm looking for new longs or something after its failure, guys, to hit 1834.19, yeah. But still you should be careful right now. Even if the dollar index rallies, even if the US dollar index adjust higher. You should be careful here around the 94.50, around the upper medium line, because also yeah, maybe the traders will expect the Federal Reserve to take action in its next monetary policy meetings. But also don't forget that higher inflation it's not good maybe for the US dollar, only because yeah. So we'll have to wait here. Let's take a look on other markets. We'll take a look on US equities. Sell off here on the British pound versus the US dollar after this temporary rebound. It has reached this resistance zone, this former low here. So maybe a temporary this temporary rebound is over, and right now maybe the GBP versus the US dollar will come back towards these former lows if the dollar index resumes its growth. US 100, let's take a look. Yeah, US 100 drops right now only because the dollar index increases. Personally, I like to use this correlation in trading. So you can see here something like an up channel or something. Here, breakdown, retest, new lower low. So as long as the dollar index continues to increase, maybe the US 100 could drop. Also, US 30. Let's take a look. Yeah, here we don't have something like a strong movement, strong drop. Maybe after the US Open. Also here, I've talked about something like this here in US 500 on the S&P. Yesterday, I believe I've sent a video. One moment, because I want to invite more members. One moment. Okay, so I've talked about a potential downside movement here in US 500 on the S&P. I've told you guys that after its failure to stabilize above the medium line of the ascending pitchfork, it has developed something like a minor down channel, a flag. But I told you guys that coming back here, test, retest, rejection, false breakouts could signal potential drop. And also here right now, as long as it stays near the weekly pivot point and right on the channel's downside line, valid breakdown here, test, retest, could signal potential deeper drop on the US 500. But you should be careful because anything could happen. Let's take a look here. Retreat. Yeah, from today's high on the dollar index from 94.43, and I've told you guys that higher inflation is not necessarily good for the US dollar, even if the traders maybe will expect the Federal Reserve to take action. Yeah, so gold again. Yeah, strong rally in gold. I told you that gold could be used as, and gold is used as an edge for inflation. So higher inflation forced gold, the safe haven, to rally. West Swiss franc. Let's take a look. So someone asked me about the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. This is my opinion here. So we have, as you can see here, technically we have something like a down channel between the medium line and the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork. Something like a sideways movement here. Maybe something like a range or something. Maybe something like this. Yeah, between 0.9176 and 0.9102. So right now we are at resistance. Yeah, the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork represents a dynamic resistance. So only a valid breakout here above it, something like this, test, retest, could bring us maybe something like a strong maybe upwards movement. Also we have here this immediate high 0.9153. We have this yesterday's spike higher. So yeah, the pressure is still high as long as the price stays right below this upper medium line of the descending pitchfork. Silver. Yeah, rally here on silver as well. I've told you that maybe when the price of gold increases, rallies, then maybe the price of silver will jump higher as well. I'm inviting more members here because I will okay, so yeah, unfortunately, maybe here we had something on silver after this drop retreat. I've told you that personally I'm still looking for longs, but I want to see something here because we have a resistance at 24.513. Yeah, so it could continue to move sideways, or maybe valid breakout here, upside breakout could signal potential growth. And don't forget, guys, that I've talked about something like this, about something like a major, maybe inverse head and shoulders here on silver, but this major reversal pattern could be activated and confirmed only after valid breakout here above the 24.871. Yeah, so we'll have to wait. Maybe if you want to maybe to catch this maybe major reversal pattern, head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, you will have to wait maybe for something like this. Or if you want to maybe to catch this upside movement, maybe you can look for longs maybe around the current levels after this sell-off, after this temporary drop here. Only false breakdown, great separation below the former high 24.43, 24.73. So yeah, yeah, gold is flying right now. Let's take a look again. Yeah, high inflation, new upside momentum here in gold, and I've told you 1834.19 was seen as strong resistance, upside obstacle. So yeah, maybe personally I will look for something like this, or I'll wait for something like this for the price to come back to retest the broken upside obstacle before jumping higher, because this breakout could still be invalidated. Don't forget that, because if the price will slip lower, if it will maybe stabilize here, it could drop deeper. So this could still be only a false breakout, right? That's why a professional or professional trader will wait for this breakout to be confirmed by retests here, something before considering going long, right? Because this could still be only a temporary rally. The price could retreat, could stabilize here, and it could drop deeper, right? And don't forget that stabilizing above 1834.19 could really activate and validate. So something like this could activate a strong maybe upwards movement, and we have something like major target and upside obstacle around 1916.61, guys. Yeah, So even if we had this rally, something like consolidation here, confirmation, validation, if the price of gold will validate its breakout, then we can catch a new long opportunity with maybe potential targets at 1900 psychological level, or even higher. So that's why I don't want to go long right now before the price of gold will confirm its breakout. British pound versus US dollar is still bearish. Euro US dollar, yeah, it's still traded above the upper medium line. TXY again, let's take a look. So it's retreat from today's high of 94.43. So nice for you, Dregs. Just 100 still in the red. US 30. US 30, guys, despite this temporary drop, is still bullish after jumping far above this dynamic resistance here. So I've told you in my previous session maybe that something like an accumulation consolidation could bring us new long opportunities. So yeah, personally I'm still looking for longs in US 30. US 500 is still there. US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So let's talk also about the Japanese yen. Right now we have this rally here, yeah. US dollar versus the Japanese yen failed to approach to reach the 38.2 retracement level. It's back right above the 23.6. It's retesting also. It challenges the triangle's support here, this former uptrend line. And guys, if the price will stay here, test retest, then maybe we'll have a new short opportunity here in US dollar versus the Japanese yen. But we need also a strong Japanese yen. So let's take a look on the Japanese yen basket. So right now a sell-off here. This sell-off here registered by the yen index basket forces the yen to depreciate versus its rivals. 6J, let's take a look on the Japanese yen futures as well. Yeah, this sell-off forced the Japanese yen to depreciate. Let's take a look also on the Nikkei. Yeah, it's still down, but something like a potential rally here could signal that the yen could drop. Sahil, have you seen gold? Yeah, I've seen gold. We talked about gold, and I've told you that personally I'm waiting for the price of gold to confirm its breakout, because a false breakout above that strong obstacle could force maybe the price to drop in the short term. Yeah. So British pound versus the Japanese yen. So something like a sideways movement here in the British pound versus the Japanese yen, right? And it seems that we have something like a support. Don't forget we have 152.57 as maybe as major, or actually let's take a look. So yeah, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, let's take a look. So gold again, let's take a look again on gold. And yeah, after such an impressive and aggressive rally, I've told you that personally I want to see something like this before maybe considering going long, because only a false breakout here with great separation. Actually, this 4-hour candle will be closed in 7 minutes, and but the price of gold could still develop maybe something like bearish engulfing here to invalidate this breakout. So we need confirmation. Yeah, we need confirmation because it's risky to buy it here right after this aggressive breakout. And this, if this breakout above 1834.19 will be confirmed, as I've told you, drop, test, retest, something like a sideways movement, a consolidation, sideways movement, something like a flag here, something like maybe falling wedge pattern could bring us great and high probability trades, great long opportunities in gold. That's why I don't want to jump into a long position right after this rally. DXY. If you have questions, guys, please, I will take a look. I will try to take a look on all markets. Yeah, the dollar index, it's back above the weekly pivot point, and I believe that as long as it stays above the weekly pivot point, above 94.21, test retest, it could still jump higher. But yeah, this actually this 4-hour candle will be closed only in 2 hours. So yeah, so this could still jump higher if it will stabilize above the broken weekly pivot point after its failure to approach to reach the weekly S1 support 93.81. Maybe a temporary rebound towards the pivot point or above it was somehow expected. So that's why you should be careful here right now, because staying above it, making a value breakout could signal potential growth here. So here, lad, please give any signal now. I will share my trades only when I have something really good, like a high probability trade, like with a good risk to reward ratio. That's why I want to take a look on all markets. Maybe I will find something, and also I want the markets to maybe to cool down, to calm down right after these high impact economic figures today, before sharing a trade or before taking action again. I've told you that on the US dollar or on the dollar index, we don't have a clear direction. That's why I don't want to go long or short on the US dollar right now. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, let's take a look. Roberts, for you. Also here, on the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, it has reached, it has registered only a false breakdown below 80.18. Yeah. So we cannot exclude potential sell-off registered by the Japanese yen. I've told you that as long as the yen futures if the Japanese yen, if the yen futures will drop deeper, then the Japanese yen could depreciate, could lose ground versus its rivals. Also, as long as that index drops, the yen could depreciate. So here maybe something like range or something, or actually we could have something like on here on 15 minutes, guys. Something like this, but we could have something like an inverse head and shoulders here, jumping, making a valid breakout above 80.53 could signal potential growth towards the medium line of the ascending pitchfork. Rally, drop, and right now a new higher high here could activate potential growth here in New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay. US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Let's take a look. Sell off. Yeah. Please take a look here. Something like an up channel between the lower medium line and the medium line of the ascending pitchfork. Only false breakouts. Is failure to stabilize above the medium line. Drop towards the lower medium line. And right now, something like this candle will be closed, guys. You should be careful here. This candle will be closed in 2 minutes here on 1 hour, and something like false breakout with great separation through this confluence area formed at the intersection between the lower medium line and this downtrend line could signal potential drop, right? A new lower low here, dropping, closing, and stabilizing maybe below 1.2411, 1.2409 could activate for the drop also after this after yesterday's spike. Yeah, only false breakout with great separation above 1.2479. It's failure to approach to reach to retest the medium line, breakdown, potential drop here. Please, guys, I'm waiting for messages, for questions, because the dollar index continues to stay right below 94.30. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. And then I will take a look also on US dollar versus the Mexican peso. So something like a support here around 0.7092, 0.7088 on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, but we have something here like a sideways movement, something like a range pattern. So personal wait maybe for the price to escape from this pattern, from this range, before considering going long or short. So test, retest, an upside breakout could bring us new long opportunities, and also failing to reach to retest 0.7072 could send the price higher. Test, retest, false breakouts or something could send the price down, and could we may have something like this. So we'll have to wait, because here we have something like a sideways movement. Also, don't forget to like this video here right now. If you like my analysis, of course, it will be highly appreciated, and also it will be helpful for me into the YouTube algorithm. Australian dollar, US dollar. Yeah, and here we may have something like only a false breakdown below 0.7359 before coming back higher or something. So only false breakdown, great separation below 0.7359. And here maybe something like this coming back, test, retest could maybe bring us something in Australian dollar, US dollar. Edwin Amagada, gold, US dollar, Canadian dollar. We talked about these markets. I will take a look again on gold. Yeah, it continues to rally here. Strong buyers after higher than expected inflation in the United States. So right now the risk of sentiment dominates the markets. Dominate the markets in the short term after the US inflation data publication release, and that's why the price of gold rallies, silver rallies, yeah. US oil, guys. US oil. So US oil, I don't have something really good. After its failure to come back towards 76.95, 76.88, I've told you guys that personally I want to see something like a deeper drop, maybe towards this support zone, demand zone, before looking for new long opportunities. The weekly R1 8469.69 represents an upside obstacle. 85.39 higher high is seen also as an upside obstacle. So something like a bearish pattern here could signal a potential new downside movement or something, or only something like this could signal potential further upside continuation and potential growth here in US oil. Andy Smith, high Olympio GBPUSD did not seem to be too damaged by this data. What are your thoughts? GBPUSD, let's take a look. Yeah, but let's take a look here. So 1.3483 as support, historical level, key level, sell-off, false breakdown, great separation, and but don't forget that also the dollar index it's still here around the pivot point, and only something like a strong drop could force the British pound versus US dollar to grow, right? So that's why we didn't have something a bullish momentum maybe, or a rebound, a bullish momentum in the British pound versus the US dollar till now. Medium line. Also, this market, this pair could we may have something here maybe on 1 hour. Let's take a look. Maybe we'll have something like carnivore's head and shoulders here, but here could be our potential neckline. And I've told you guys on the 4-hour chart that something like this could signal a bullish reversal, yeah, in euro versus the US dollar. So making a valid breakout above the outside sliding line, also above 1.1612 could signal an upside reversal. After its failure, guys, to approach to reach the medium line, it has jumped above the upper medium line, test retest, and also taking out the outside sliding line could bring an important growth here, but we'll have to wait for confirmation. US dollar Swiss franc, we talked about that market. I told you guys, simplified career, US dollar sell-off, US dollar Swiss franc sell-off. Please take a look here. I've told you earlier, that the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork stands as and represents a dynamic resistance. Yeah, so only force breakout with great separation. I told you also that 0.9153 is seen as resistance. I told you that we have something like a sideways movement here. I told you that the pressure is still high as long as the price stays above the upper medium line, and I've also told you that only a very breakout above it could signal an important upside movement in US dollar versus the Swiss franc. This is my opinion, this is my analysis here. Andy Smith, thank you as well. So yeah, Ethereum, this is my opinion in US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Ethereum, temporary drop right now, rally. So jumping, closing and stabilizing above the weekly R1 could signal potential further growth here. So 48, so 4,808.90. The weekly R1 stabilizing above it could signal potential growth in Ethereum, guys. Strongly bullish within this up channel. DXY again is still above, guys, above that weekly pivot point. So I've told you that we could have sharp movements, high volatility, sharp movements in both directions. So simplified career, please tell us what to look out for now. I've told you. Personally, I'm looking, I can't tell you what to trade or not, or what to trade right now. I've told you that when I have something like a high probability trade with a good risk to reward ratio, personally I will come back to you guys. I will share my trade with the VIP members. If you're not a VIP member, you should become a VIP member by accessing the link posted right below this video. You can also use that code 21OFF to get a 21% discount to get my trades. If you want to follow my trade management, of course, if you want to have access to my analysis, and I've told you that we may have something like this, and the dollar index is still above the weekly pivot point, and I told you that as long as it stays above it, test, retest, stabilizing above it could signal potential growth. So that's why I don't want to go short right now on the US dollar, and that's why I've told you that I don't want to go long on gold. Yeah, gold is still bullish, it's strongly bullish, but I told you that here on gold I want something like this. Drop, test, retest before jumping higher, or if this will be invalidated by, I don't know, a major bearish engulfing, then this rally is over and the price of gold could go down. Yeah, okay guys, I was live here for more than 1 hour. Thank you guys. You should be careful in the coming hours, because anything could happen. When I have something, I will come back to you guys. I will share my trade with the VIP members, only because yeah, the VIP members are paying a subscription for my services, for my opinions, for my trades, for my trade management, for my analysis. So yeah. Okay guys, it seems that you don't have more questions. Yeah, US dollar versus the Mexican peso. Sorry, I forgot to talk about this market. So but after this spike, no, I don't like it. Only false breakout with great separation above 20.425, and also something like this here, something like a sideways movement range. No, I don't like this market, this pair right now. I don't want to trade on this market. But yeah, after this amazing maybe sell-off, a rebound was somehow expected, but personally I would have liked to see something like this, the price to drop, to test, to retest all this before jumping higher. But right now, for me it's risky to buy it here right below this below the immediate high. And this meet right now I'm talking about that market. So I don't want to buy it after this spike. After and right below 20.425. Yeah, it could move sideways, or it could go down if maybe the dollar index will drop or something. So no, I don't like the price action right now here. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video. See you maybe tomorrow or on Friday. We'll talk about markets. We'll try to identify new setups. If US inflation is high, then US should go down, right? Let's take a look again. Dollar index. So yeah, higher inflation is not maybe good for the US dollar, but you should also keep in mind that